Hello everyone, welcome back to the Film Insight channel. In today's video, we're gonna cover some contestants from Hell's Kitchen Season 15 and review how they're doing now. So, sit back, relax, and without further ado, let's get straight into the content, guys. We're starting things off with Kristin Barone. Hailing from Chicago, Illinois, Kristin Barone was a line cook who had 7.5 years of experience. She finished things off as the runner-up. There was something different about Barone from the very beginning. When Chef Ramsay asked her where she got the inspiration for her food from, she gave the most unexpected answer ever. Much to his shock, she said,
"Some ground."
First of all, who got you into food? Where did that influence come from?
My probation officer.
Hold on. You. Why were you on probation?
Numerous things.
Seriously?
I started cooking because I was on house arrest.
Chef Ramsay found the presentation of her dish to be messy, but it tasted delicious. And with this, Barone was off to a really strange start. In episode 3, during the Jackets challenge, Barone got worried when she had to make some spanakopita. She had never made one before and highly depended on Miss Davis's instructions from the guide. This is how she reacted.
I've never made a spanakopita in my life. Just hold it right over. Like that?
There was hardly any time left when she asked Davis to do this.
Can you read my recipe again? There's no way this is right. This does not look right.
Lay phyllo dough out, cut into strips.
Wait, what are you saying about strips?
It says lay phyllo dough out, cut into strips, fold end over to form triangle.
Dude, you didn't tell me that. We were supposed to do it in strips first?
But that doesn't make sense.
What the me failed at communicating? I wasn't supposed to know what was on the back of my jacket. I was supposed to trust her.
Chef Ramsay was disappointed by her performance, and this was his comment.
What? It looks disgusting. Soggy, damp. Me.
I epically bombed. Like down like the Titanic.
The red team was penalized because they failed the challenge 3 to 5.
You have to gut, scale, break down a huge delivery of fresh sea bass. 100 pounds of them. This is going to be prepped and used tableside ahead of tomorrow night's dinner service.
Back in the dorms, Barone was still upset with Davis.
Mies really dropped the ball. She didn't even attempt to help me do it right.
During the dinner service, Barone worked at the dessert station. Later, Chef Ramsay announced the entree order and asked her to call it back, but she failed miserably. That's when Chef Ramsay asked sous chef Kristina to do this.
Kristina, write that ticket on her back.
Do not let her forget what's on that table.
2 specials, 2 lamb, 2 risotto, 2 snapper, 2 Wellington, 2 tuna.
Call back the order.
2 special, 2 lamb, 2 risotto, 2 Wellington, tuna.
And?
2 snapper, chef.
Finally.
Back in the dorms, Barone had a little issue with Jackie Fuchs.
You've only been cooking 3 months. You don't know what the you're doing. Everything about you is a sack of
Really? Kristin, give me your lighter.
No.
Give me your lighter.
Talk like you touch my lighter, I will punch you in the face.
Punch you in the
Give me
face.
my lighter, Jackie.
Punch you in the face.
Jackie, give me my
Punch you
lighter.
in the face.
Either light your cigarette or give me my lighter.
What are you gonna
get the out of my
What
face?
are you gonna
Get the out of
about it? Kristin, sit down. Yeah.
Get-
I'm dead.
Get the out of here.
Put your hands on me.
One thing led to another, and then this happened. The two got into a fight, and Fuchs tossed an ashtray over Barone's shoulders.
Put your hands on
You're
me.
a piece of
Put your hands on.
out of my
Put
face.
your hands on me. Guys,
Kristin.
put your hands on.
Done. Done.
Put your hands
Get
on
the
me.
out of my face.
Guys, put your hands
Get
on
the
me.
out of my face.
Put your hands on me, bitch. How those ashes smell? Kristin, it's a game now, and it is to with your mind.
Crazy, deranged.
Barone was certainly not in the right mood to get into an argument, but that is exactly what happens. Ariel Malone and Barone disagreed on how to prepare meat during the prep. The latter wanted to bake her steak, although she had never done so. And that's when this happened.
I don't even know what the problem is, Ariel. If you just want to like explain to me why you're pissed off.
First of all, you lied to Chef about the steak because you did put it in
I
the
didn't
oven.
want to shove it in the steak. I said I put it in the oven for like 2-3 minutes.
No, she said, did you put it in
It's
the
none of
oven?
your business.
Why are you talking? Let me talk then, because you don't know what the issue is. Your steak wasn't cooked properly and you lied to Chef.
It was a practice for a reason. You don't need to sit there and be like, you lied to Chef. You did this. Stay the out of it. All you're doing is sticking your nose where it doesn't belong.
Listen,
I'm
when I
literally
talk.
done with
And
this
when I
conversation.
say, like, oh, I'm
you
doing
understand why I don't listen
I'm
when you
doing
talk?
this, even when I'm talking, Kristen.
All right,
I
this
say,
is stupid.
and I
This
say,
is unprofessional.
Okay,
I'm
you
done.
like that.
I'm done with this conversation.
Barone worked at the garnish and appetizer stations for the dinner service. She did, however, send up a risotto that was way too little for the 3 diners. Barone didn't waste any more time and she went on to do the entrees and garnishes. To Chef Ramsay's dismay, her performance wasn't really great that night. There was no way she was backing off now. She was now much stronger and far more determined than ever. Speaking about her life, she said,
I've been through hell. I just got a divorce. I gave up a lot of my career to be with my husband. It was not good.
Kristin, get in front of it.
Working hard, Chef. You know, I made the choice to leave. Now I'm here. I've grown as a person. I feel like I'm more focused than I think I've ever been in my life.
In the 16th episode, while dinner was being served, Barone was given her parents' ticket. Everything seemed to be going fine until Chef Ramsay pointed out that the center of Frank Calla's duck was still cold. Thanks to Ashley Nickell, the refire was approved and sent out. For a moment, it looked like Barone was on the verge of giving up, but that's when Chef Ramsay encouraged her to take control of the situation. When Chad Gelso's salmon turned out to be raw, Nickell was back to the rescue. After the service, Barone regretted that certain things hadn't gone differently that evening, but she was certain that they overcame the hurdles successfully. Seeing her attitude to never give up, Chef Ramsay referred to her as the biggest late bloomer in the show's history. In the end though, despite her disappointment at coming in second place, Barone saw it as a turning point in her life. She was actually really pleased with how much she had developed during her time on the show. Barone worked at Rao's Caesar Palace following her appearance on the show. Eventually, she went on to work at Gordon Ramsay Pub and Grill. Down the line, she returned to Caesar's Palace. However, she later accepted the position of executive sous chef at the MGM Grant's International Smoke Restaurant, where she continues to work to this day. Moving on to our next entry, Ashley Nickell. Hailing from Orlando, Florida, Ashley Nickell was a chef de cuisine who ranked in 3rd place in the 15th season of the show. Well, it looks like Barone wasn't the only one who had a problem with Fuchs. Nickell was furious with her as well because she demoralized the team. She was working at the appetizer station with Manda Palomino during the dinner service. Fuchs got back at Nickell for something that had happened back at the dorms. Nickell had told Chef Ramsay earlier that she found Fuchs to be the weakest link on the team. Later, she admitted to Jared Botkin that she had never experienced hostility from any other person like Fuchs and vowed to stay in the competition longer than her. In the 9th episode, Nickell worked at the meat counter during the dinner service for the Cowboy Steak Night. She was after Fuchs and kept warning her that her tuna was overcooked. However, she started to get shaky with her own performance. Due to this, the red team was expelled from the kitchen when Nickell's ribeye came out raw twice in a row. Barone and Fuchs blamed Nickell for getting them booted out. However, Nickell survived elimination after she stated that the red team would be much weaker without her. In the 11th episode, Nickell worked at the appetizer station during the dinner service. And this is what her risotto looked like. Chef Ramsay only had one thing to say, that Nickell's risotto had more cheese than all of Holland. Chef Ramsay could sense that something was wrong, and when he tried to inquire, this is what happened.
Are you okay?
I apologize.
No, but are you okay? What is it? You've checked out, right? I want a risotto, and I want it quickly.
Yes, Chef. Got it.
Fuchs and Barone thought Nickell should be eliminated, and she herself thought the same too. However, Barone asked her to act wise and said this.
I run a restaurant back home. I
That's
know the
for
business
your
side.
dads?
Yes, for my dad's.
Having parents that own restaurants doesn't necessarily make you qualify to be a success in this industry.
This is what I've wanted to do since as long as I can remember.
After securing a spot in the top 3, Nickell said that she had given it her all and was excited to get to the finals. Soon after though, Barone and Malone were announced as the final 2 and Nickell was eliminated. However, Chef Ramsay told her that she was born to cook, which is a massive win in my books. He did let her keep her jacket and emphasized that the final 2 were chosen by a razor's edge. During her exit, she was given a retrospective montage and she even got the burning portrait sequence at the end of the show. After a quite stellar performance, this is what Chef Ramsay had to say about her.
Ashley is a young chef with a very bright future. She earned her place in the final 3, and I have no doubt she'll be a great success.
After making her debut on the program, Nickell built her own eatery, Restaurant Ash. The establishment got fantastic reviews until it closed down in early 2017. Along with Dan Ryan from season 11, she worked at Funky Monkey Bistro and Bar before coming back for the All-Star season the following year. After her second appearance on the show, Nickell worked as a cook at Parkview House in New York. She's also known to provide private chef services such as for private dinner parties and pop-up dining events. And our last entry for today is Dannie Harrison. Hailing from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Dannie Harrison was a line cook who ranked in 6th place. For the Signature Dish Challenge, Harrison was the 3rd person to have her dish judged by Chef Ramsay. She went up against Mark Paras. When Chef Ramsay asked her about herself and what she did to relax, she said,
What'd you do to relax?
I'm an amateur boxer.
When was the last time you had a fight?
I had a fight this January.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how'd it go?
She went down.
Well, her very first dish was a total knockout and she scored a clean 4 points on it.
Chef, I made for you pan-seared scallops with a Thai curry sauce.
It's a knockout. 4. Congratulations.
During the dinner service in the second episode, despite being ignored by Malone, Harrison pitched in when Sharkina Buggs struggled with the Arctic char. In the third episode, things started brewing up when Harrison incorrectly read out burrito instead of taquito for Palomino's recipe. As a result, Palomino was disqualified.
You're making not a taco, but like a kind of burrito, and you sear it, you fry it.
Okay.
She, however, made up for it during the dinner service when she served a perfect risotto. In episode 5, it began to get evident that Harrison was easy to annoy. It is then that Harrison made the decision to abstain from speaking with the red team. She worked at the fish station during the family night dinner service. She disregarded Musulmani's remark that she was shooting 2 tunas on the Marino family ticket and trusted in her own abilities. Harrison was under consideration for elimination that night because she had screwed up for the most part of the evening. In fact, Barone thought she was crazy when she said that she wasn't the red team's weakest cook. Harrison was working at the fish station during the wedding meal service when Chef Ramsay saw her do this.
Danny,
Yes, Chef.
are you using a non-stick pan?
No, I'm not using a non-stick pan. I went through all of them, Chef. I didn't want to stay here and do nothing, Chef.
There's a non-stick pan by the side of you. Danny.
Oh.
Danny,
Yes, Chef.
there's
Yes.
a reason why I spend thousands of dollars on non-stick pans. Oh.
She was at the appetizer station with Barone during the dinner service. Harrison later admitted to Barone that she was going to take over the pizza orders. This was because she felt uncomfortable with them before increasing the cooking time for her risotto from 6 to 7 minutes. When Malone later asked her to check the chicken in the oven, she did this and Malone had to jump in to fix it.
Can you run to the oven with a paring knife and cut open those chicken breasts and make sure they're cooked?
Yes.
There's a cut. There, just cut the breast. Flip it over and cut the breast.
I'm
open.
sorry?
Flip it over.
Okay.
Don't poke the chicken. It might feel tight. You don't know.
In episode 13, Harrison was working at the meat station. Her steaks became blue and had raw fat on them and she was slow to prep the meat. She also asked for more time to prepare her Wellingtons. Chef Ramsay warned her that her blunders were hurting the diners, but she insisted on serving cold food. Jared Botkin brought up Harrison's lackluster performance during the deliberations. And this time, she was the first nominee from the blue team and Palomino was the second. Chef Ramsay cited her second consecutive instance of subpar service during her defense, but she countered that she never gave up and fought back every day. Due to her deteriorating performance and diminishing opportunities, Harrison was finally eliminated. Chef Ramsay commented,
Danny may be a boxer in her spare time, but her lack of fight tonight proved she just couldn't go the distance.
Harrison went back to managing the restaurant at Urban Farmer while also returning to Pellet, the catering company she and her sister own. Later, she changed jobs and worked as an executive chef at Lake House Restaurant until October of 2017. She's also known to lend hands at Kitchen Cred. Harrison has participated in several shows after Hell's Kitchen, and news is that she's participated in Beat Bobby Flay on the Food Network. With that, we've sadly come to the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Who's your favorite contestant from Season 15? Let us know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to give us a like and a share. Also, hit the subscribe button to never miss out on our updates. Thanks for watching, guys.